Hello once again, everybody. Welcome back to my little update here on the Desert Dreams Homestead. My name is Taz, or aka the local amateur Yahoo here. We are getting some things back started on the homestead. Let me turn this here. We have painted the pump house. So it's not 100% done. We haven't painted the frames here for the solar. We're taking a fine detail brush to get around the mounts. As you can see, some bare spots, but the most part we have our first coat of paint on here. The trim of the door is not painted yet, but yeah, things are moving along, getting back to doing some work. It feels good to be out here. Over here on the side, you can see my little dog house, as I've named it, here where the well actually sits and where all the plumbing is going to go in. No new update on the solar panels. They're installed just like they were. I don't have them hooked up just yet. I still got to get the plumbing and stuff here for the pump house together. But we do have the... Oh, my son's coming through on the side-by-side. It's going to be loud. Ashton. Back on the homestead for his spring break and absolutely loving every minute of it out here with this thing, I tell you guys. As many circles as they drive around this property, I'm pretty sure he's going to be a NASCAR driver. But back to the pump house here. So we got the tank in place, and you can see we just got to make up some connections and get the plumbing going. But we got it painted, and that's good. We're protecting the paint and stuff. So it is April here, and so the monsoons are going to be coming in a few months, and it's nice to have this all fully painted and good to go and sealed up for that. So I'm going to go ahead and take you out to the front driveway. I'll show you some stuff I've done there. One other thing I'm going to go ahead and talk about, and I kind of understand the hydraulics of this, but I didn't realize it was going to happen. You can see how the pipes are really bowed out in a few spots, especially way down there. You can see a couple where the pipes are really bowing up. I believe this is, or I know that this is stretching from the heat. In the mornings, if we get here early, these things are much straighter and not anywhere near as bad. But by afternoon, when it's really warmed up around here, you can really see the pipe is pushing up in a few areas. So I'm eager to get this buried so this won't be happening no more. The problem, let me turn this here. The problem is just that I don't have it tested, and I don't want to bury it until I have it tested. So I got to get my air compressor out here and put some pressure on this line, test it. I'm going to keep the pressure on it while I get it buried. I'm just waiting to do that until I've got all the plumbing in the pump house actually set up. So that's what we're waiting on. We'll be getting that back soon. But anyways, let me walk out to the front here. I won't make you guys walk the whole distance with me, as there's really not much to see in between. I'll show you just a little bit of dirt work we did on that front driveway to make it a little smoother too. So a couple small updates. It's all we've been after. A lot going on purchasing this new house that we got. So just a minute here. All right, here we are. I've walked back out to the front gate, and you can see when they poured the driveway, the edge of the driveway has quite an aggressive drop on it. It's a right angle, and it's built up anywhere from 4 to 6 inches depending on the spot, and so that made for a pretty aggressive drop off. Here on the inside of the gate, we had the dirt piled up to it, but even over the time of just driving onto the property, that dirt had packed down quite a bit, and this was becoming, quite a bump to get over. Not a big deal in our trucks, but in our cars, which are way more fuel efficient, so that's what we bring out here most often, it was becoming to be a bit of a bump. And as more larger vehicles were coming, I knew that was something that I should probably take care of. It was only going to get worse. So you can see how aggressive the edge is here, but over here where the gate is, it's much more sloped, and the dirt comes all the way up to the curb or the concrete there. And so that's the dirt work I did, piling that dirt up, and then I also did it over here on this side. So just for comparison, I'm standing about in the middle of the driveway, and over here you can see the dirt goes all the way up to the edge of the driveway and kind of just slopes down, versus over here on this side you can see there's that big drop off on the side of the concrete where it just, it's a curb to go over with a vehicle. It's an aggressive drop. So it actually makes it look quite a bit nicer, I think, too, having that on there. So you can see this side here, you don't have nearly that same aggressive drop or bump. So if a larger vehicle is coming down the highway, like let's say a giant truck coming down the highway here, and if it needs to make this turn to get into our driveway, which we've made our slip much larger than what's normal here. This is 30 feet wide, but still I'm thinking a large, let's say a 52-foot trailer bringing my ICF block needs to get around this. If their back tires happen to cut this or whatever, it'll be totally fine on them. It won't tip a whole lot or anything. Not that I think the truck would tip over from a 6-inch drop or whatever, but it'll just be a lot easier on anything. When I came in with the excavator trailer, you know, this wasn't big enough, and so my truck actually had to come down over here, and I just went up and over these. But it'd just be a lot easier, especially with all that weight, having it sloped out like this. Plus, when the monsoons come, you know, there's going to be a lot of water that comes down from the mountain, and so we get quite a bit of flowing water that should be coming, you know, from this way. This driveway is sloped pretty aggressively to this direction, and so the water can just run off and keep going down the road as needed. So, oh, looks like there's a cool dust devil getting picked up over there. It's a little bit windy today. I don't know, maybe you can kind of see that dust devil way out there. Kind of picking up all kinds of great things that happen out here. It's fun place. But there are some local fires, and so it's a little bit smoky today, or hazy, I should say. Maybe smoky is not the word. It's just a little bit hazy. You know, our thoughts and prayers go out to everybody anywhere near those fires right now over in the Bisbee area. We're a little ways away. Feel pretty safe here, but still something to think about. Oh, rush hour. We had a car go by the highway. It's rush hour. Anyways, that's about. This was not a real big update. Just not a lot that we've gotten done. We did finalize the purchase on our house, which is a lot closer to the property. We're really looking forward to that. We've really been enjoying our new chicken flock. Going out there, man, my kids, that's just nothing they've ever had to do or experience before, and it's like Easter every day. And it's kind of funny, Easter's just coming up here. This is the Thursday before Easter Sunday, and every day is like an egg hunt at the property. They love to go in there, and there's a bunch of nesting. I'm sorry, I'm closing my gate up here at the same time. There's a bunch of nesting boxes in there, and so it's like an Easter egg hunt for the kids. They love it. They go in there and they try to figure out how many eggs there are. We got I think they call it a fairy egg. This thing was tiny. It couldn't have been much bigger around than the size of a nickel. It was really small. So that was kind of interesting and fun for the kids to see and stuff too. But all in all, things are going pretty good. My in-laws look like they're moving here from Florida, and so we're pretty excited about that. We hope that things work out, and they'll want to maybe just grab like a double wide trailer has been the talk, and put it out here on our land. We also just purchased a single wide trailer for my grandmother to be living into, and we'll probably move that trailer out here as well if my in-laws are going to live out here. So nobody will be out here by themselves. We'll be out here pretty regularly, and it'll be a nice start. It's a nice setup there. So that's kind of what's been going on. We're going to just be moving over the next week or so, getting into our new place, and I'll start bringing you some chicken videos. I'll show you guys our little flock. We got really healthy looking chickens, and I mean, they're soft. They just seem to be in great shape. They're producing an abundance of eggs. I mean, when you got 17 chickens, we're getting about 10 eggs a day on average. I'd say maybe 8 eggs a day on average, 8 to 10, somewhere in there. So definitely more than we're able to eat. There's a nice little market there in town every Friday, so we'll probably just set up a table and try to sell off 3 or 4 dozen eggs a week at least. Maybe a few more, just because we can't eat that many. There's no way, even with me and my parents all living in the same house, and even when the in-laws come, I mean, everybody will have all the eggs they could ever eat, and we'll probably still have some to be selling off at that market. So anyways, guys, that's kind of all that's going on right now. Yeah, just trying to get all that stuff done. Not a whole lot of exciting news. So I know I already updated and said our permits were approved, so that's good. Hopefully once we get this move done here in the next couple weeks, we can really start focusing again on getting things moving here on the homestead. So thanks for tuning in. Another beautiful day, another little update here on the Desert Dreams Homestead in the high desert of southeast Arizona. We'll see you guys again soon. Thanks a lot.